Welcome back. As we continue through the Gateway to Wisdom, we arrive at Proverbs chapter 6. While earlier chapters focused on the philosophical search for Lady Wisdom, this chapter gets incredibly gritty and practical. Solomon moves from the heart to the hands, warning us about financial traps, the dangers of laziness, and the destructive power of discord. My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, you have been trapped by what you said. Free yourself, like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 1 to 5. This section warns against going surety, or guaranteeing another's debt. In the ancient world, striking hands was the physical gesture to seal a legal agreement. Solomon describes this not as an act of kindness, but as a snare that puts you in your neighbor's power. In biblical times, this could lead to literal slavery for debt. Today, we see this in the complexities of co-signing loans or risky credit agreements. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 5 urges a radical urgency to get out of these entanglements before they consume your livelihood. Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. A little sleep, a little slumber, and poverty will come on you like a thief. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 to 11. The sluggard, or Atzel, is a type of fool whose laziness makes him a menace to himself. Solomon points to the ant, which has no commander yet works with instinctive self-discipline to prepare for the future. Ancient agrarian life required constant diligence to survive the winter. In our digital age, the sluggard manifests through procrastination and the distraction culture. The warning remains the same. A little folding of the hands leads to a poverty that attacks like an armed warrior. A troublemaker and a villain who goes about with a corrupt mouth, who winks maliciously with his eye, who plots evil with deceit in his heart. He always stirs up conflict. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 12 to 14. Solomon describes the Beliyya'al, or worthless man, through his body language. He winks, shuffles his feet, and uses signals to plot evil without speaking openly. His goal is the, quote, fomenting of strife, which the sages believed was the climax of all vices. Ancient scoundrels manipulated village courts. Today's villains often use the anonymity of the internet to sow discord and spread corrupt mouths. The result is intrinsic retribution, sudden disaster with no remedy. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 to 19. This is a numeric proverb, a rhetorical device used to heighten tension and show that the list is illustrative, not exhaustive. These 7 traits, arrogance, lying, violence, wicked plans, and sowing discord, represent behavior that actively rejects God's created order. While biblical culture feared physical bloodshedding, modern culture often struggles with the lying tongue and discord in social and political spheres. Proverbs identifies these not just as social faux pas, but as an abomination to the Creator. For this command is a lamp, this teaching is a light, to keep you from the adulterous woman, from the smooth tongue of the wayward wife. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 23 to 24. Wisdom is personified here as a physical guide that walks with you and watches over you. The parent's teaching acts as a moral prophylactic against the smooth tongue of folly. Biblical instruction happened at the gate and the home. Today, Lady Folly cries out through media and digital temptations. Solomon argues that adultery is like walking on hot coals or taking fire into your bosom. The damage is not just social, but psychological and physical. But a man who commits adultery has no sense. Whoever does so destroys himself. Wounds and dishonor are his lot, and his disgrace will never be blotted out. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 32 to 33. The chapter ends by contrasting a hungry thief with an adulterer. While a thief can pay back 7-fold, the adulterer loses his soul and honor, assets that cannot be repaid with money. The jealous husband will accept no ransom, representing the inevitability of consequences. In the biblical world, unfaithfulness threatened the very covenant fabric of the community. Today, we often treat integrity as negotiable, but Proverbs chapter 6 reminds us that shame and disgrace often outlive the fleeting moment of pleasure. To summarize, Proverbs chapter 6 lists the following traps: financial surety and enslavement, apathy and laziness, deceit and discord or Beliyya'al, lust and infidelity. Proverbs chapter 6 reminds us that the fear of the Lord must manifest in our checkbooks, our workplaces, and our most private relationships. True wisdom is the skill to see the trap before it springs. Join us next time as we look deeper into the snares of chapter 7.